coming up. Look at how high he jumps. Wasn't as close.
G'day guys, Crazy here. We're back with another NBA season preview. Today we're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are coming off a campaign in which they finished 44-38, and that was good for the 7 seed, but unfortunately that drew them a first round encounter with the Boston Celtics. The Bucks put up one hell of a showing in this series though, forcing them to 7 games. Ultimately they came up in short in Game 7, but they showed how dangerous a team they can be. I think the 44-38 was slightly disappointing for this Bucks team. On paper, they've got a unique blend of talent and athleticism, and I feel they have slightly underachieved. Could this be the year that they put it all together? At the point guard position for the Milwaukee Bucks is my man Eric Bledsoe. Bled is among my favourite players in the league and has been since the day he made his debut. I feel he's been on the verge of superstardom for most seasons, but he's never been able to put together that one monster year to push him into that elite category. He was good for 17.7 points per game, 5.1 assists and a tick under 4 rebounds while swiping 2 steals a game. He did get into a war of words with Terry Rozier in the playoffs, and that did seem to ignite Terry, and that sort of backfired on Bled, so he needs another big year to maintain that point guard position. He'll be joined in the backcourt by Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm had an injury-interrupted year last year, only suiting up 48 times, with 20 of them being starts. He can shoot the ball with the absolute best of them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with a full pre-season and a healthy year to see if he can get back to that form he showed in his first season and become a valuable asset to this team long term. In the front court for the Bucks, they are led by megastar Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis gets better every single season in the NBA and seems to improve on every aspect of his game. He is now one of the truly elite players. It'll be interesting to see how much more improvement he's got in his game. He was good for nearly 27 points, 10 rebounds, nearly 5 assists and nearly 1.5 blocks and steals per game. Giannis, I think you're quite lazy. Those numbers are not good enough. That's a joke, folks. He is an amazing player and he's the heartbeat of this team. When he's fired up, he is scary. That assistant coach, he still hasn't been seen since Giannis yelled at him. And he's got a bit of fire in the belly, and he's one of the great players in the league and one of the most enjoyable to watch night in, night out. The same can be said for Khris Middleton. Khris had a breakout year last year, suiting up in all 82 games. He was good for 20 points, 5.2 rebounds and 4 assists. He's become a really nice foil to Giannis and plays off of him very well. He's on the verge of making all-star teams and being an elite player in this league for a long time. A sneaky pickup for the Bucks in the off-season was landing Brook Lopez. Brook is a 13-point per game scorer for you. He comes in, he sets screens, he's a good guy. You don't get a lot in the way of rebounds from Big Brook. Last year, just 4 rebounds per game. He can block shots, which he's known to do at about 1.5 per game. Hopefully he can rediscover his rebounding touch. He's a tick under 7 rebounds for his career, so hopefully he can bounce back and pick up a few more boards and take some of the pressure off of Giannis. He can stretch the floor and hit a few threes, and that may create some more space for the other Bucks players. For the price, I think Brook was a steal for the Bucks. The Bucks made an outstanding draft pick with pick 17 this year with Donte DiVincenzo out of Villanova. Teaming him up with Matthew Dellavedova combines one of the greatest bench names of all time. DiVincenzo and Dellavedova get it done. That gives them some good depth at the guard position. They've also got Aussie Thon Maker. If Thon can keep his knees to himself, which he couldn't seem to do in a recent game against the Philippines representing Australia, seriously Thon, keep them knees to yourself, you will kill someone. The Bucks bench has got quite a bit of talent on there. They've reunited with Ersan Ilyasova. Seriously, this Bucks bench has some of the greatest names in basketball history. Ilyasova, DiVincenzo, Dellavedova. I've probably spelt most of them and pronounced them wrong. I don't even mind. This Bucks bench has some serious depth with solid players. Tony Snell, Pat Connaughton, John Henson, Sterling Brown. There's some good names and they can all do a good job. Tony Snell can come on and pop you some threes. Pat Connaughton comes on and doesn't make many mistakes. John Henson's very athletic, can block you a shot, has great length. When you combine him out there with the likes of Brogdon and Giannis, they can cover a lot of territory. That is a solid bench, although they may lose Matthew Dellavedova, who may be required to come back to Australia in our current political crisis and take over as PM. This is a man who can drink 2 Corona tins with the best of them. We need Delly back, Delly for PM. One guy that they do need to replace on this team is Jabari Parker. Jabari spent his entire career with the Bucks, facing some serious injuries. When he's on, he looked like he can be an elite player, but he's now with the Chicago Bulls, so they'll rely on the development of some of these bench players to help cover his loss. So where does that all leave the 2018-19 Milwaukee Bucks? What do they do this year? Their talent is on the top end side of things. Giannis, Khris Middleton, Brogdon, Eric Bledsoe. They've got rock solid players at every position, guys like Brook Lopez, Ersan Ilyasova, Tony Snell. They've got backups everywhere, and they've got a lot of depth to this squad. In previous seasons, I've seen the Bucks put on displays of basketball where they look like they might be one of the elite teams in the Eastern Conference, and then there have been stretches where they've fizzled out and have just been beaten by teams they shouldn't be. Can they put it all together this season? The Eastern Conference, for whatever people are saying, still has some very good teams. I think the Celtics are good, I think the Sixers are good, I think the Raptors can be good, and I think the Indiana Pacers have a surprising amount of depth. I put the Bucks in that top 5 with those teams, and if they can put it all together, they can be as good as any of them. They just haven't shown it to me in the past that they can string it together for a full season to gear up for a huge playoff run. I think they finish between 3rd and 5th in the Eastern Conference, and I think they can get as far as the Eastern Conference Finals if everything clicks. I think this is a make or break year for the Bucks. This is one of the best rosters they've had. What do you guys think? Where do you think the Milwaukee Bucks end up this season? Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed that video, feel free to click on that thumbs up icon, maybe even hit the red one that has subscribe on it as well. That would be much appreciated. If you have any feedback or any comments, just drop them in the comments section and I'll do my best to respond. Thank you very much for watching.